Well, the good news is we might be all feeling a little bit more comfortable soon because they're saying that they're finally going to give me housing. So once we have a lease signed, then I had mentioned in the past, if people forgot, that it's almighty. Okay, so that remains to be seen because clearly, if people are doing thermonuclear weapons, they know how much they have to release. So my sort of, theory was that when enough of that was released, that then some of this bullcrap would end. Okay. It actually makes it more comfortable not being radiated to that degree. So that's what's going on. I had a pretty serious thing happen the day that I left Cambridge in terms of my personal safety. And it's probably a warning, okay, and more of an explanation as to extreme measures. When a U.S. citizen is attacked and nearly murdered, and then the perpetrator is released from prison without telling us, after purposely withholding information about it to me when I asked, and that perpetrator literally sleeps outside of the shelter I was in, laying in wait for me. So that that morning when I left the shelter, he got up off the ground. I saw him because I didn't know that was the person. I didn't know that person's name. I've seen him around before. He's spoken to us before, but we don't know him. Clearly, if you don't know a person's name, you don't know them. So he was laying in wait for me at the shelter and came up and said, "Is Brian your boyfriend?" I said, "It's my husband." He said he was the one who did it. And then he became sort of like verbally aggressive with me. The people running the shelter in that morning refused to call the police. My friend called the police, and then the police did nothing and told me I couldn't get a restraining order against a person doing that. Okay, so what I recall about that person, when he asked if I was in the shelter, and then he said he's been trying to get in there for 2 years, so he's probably pissed, like it's his territory, and why am I in a shelter, and why are Brian and I around Cambridge? So if the police didn't know that the person did actually interact with us previously, not we know him. A lot of these people hang around that shelter. I suggested maybe don't give out food from that shelter when the shelter's open because you're putting people in danger that stay there. Some of these people are getting extremely aggressive and pissed that other people are in a shelter they're not in, when clearly they can't be in that shelter anyway when they're that dangerous.